What's up guys, Gimme here back into the video. Today's video is a what if part 2 series of what if Blaineley was the host instead of Chris. This suggestion was by Campbell Assunt, and first of all I want to apologise for how late this part was, but I had some questions for this part specifically. Now I had on my community page I asked a few questions. I said, should Courtney compete? And most of you said yes. My second lot of questions was who should compete in action in part 2, because I thought I wanted to leave it mysterious and let you guys decide. So Noah will compete, and the final part is out of Cody, Tyler, and Eva. So Noah and Eva are going to compete. So Eva and Noah, and everyone else is at the aftermath. So, and episode 1 is Monster Crash. Gwen and Trent are still together. And in a 7-5 vote, Gwen was the winner. Because Gwen won. Gwen is now the winner. So now I have all those things out the way. And finally, I asked, in a single elimination between Jeff and Bridget, who would get voted off? And a whopping 89% of you thought that Jeff would go first, compared to Bridget, which is the 11%. Now we have that. Let's continue. So Monster Crash is basically the challenge where they have to get caught by the monster. Bridget and Jeff are still making out, because that makes sense. And Duncan, Gwen, Trent, Courtney are together. I expect Harold will get shot. Noah, Owen, and Eva are traveling together. And Lindsay and Beth and Heather. Because if you guys don't remember last season, Heather didn't get far last season. She was a very early boot. Like, she was out in episode 5. And because of this, she decides to team up with Justin. As she realizes they need the numbers to work together, because they're going to go up against Noah, and Justin's going to have a rivalry throughout the season. And episode 1, I think Owen probably wins it. Probably Eva, but it's a non-elimination. Episode 2 is Monster Crash. This episode will be important because I will say, though, I was surprised that Tyler wasn't an option in the season, but he has a really good run roll tool, so. And episode 2, this is the Alien Eggs Challenge. So I think Eva could get an egg, Bridget and Jeff fail, Noah could get an egg, Owen, so these guys get an egg. I'm going to say Owen drops it, Noah and drop it, Duncan and Courtney get hit, they drop it. I think Eva would probably drop it. So I think Gwen and Trent would probably still win immunity. And episode 1, to even the numbers, I'm going to make this a single elimination. Because we have an extra person, we have an odd number of people. And episode 2, I'm just going to have Jeff get voted off like normal. So Jeff is eliminated. Because that's what you guys voted for. Like, last season, Owen didn't win last season. If you don't remember, Noah and Owen agreed to take to each other at the end of Eva. Because Owen didn't win last season, if you guys don't remember. Duncan was at second place. He was a finalist. So, let's quickly go through it note by note. So Gwen on the gaffers, Trent on the grips. Chooses Duncan. Now Trent chooses Lindsay here, but I think instead of choosing Lindsay, I think, despite Gwen, he's going to pick Courtney. Because even though Courtney was second prize in the original, he would want to pick Courtney despite Duncan and Gwen. So now he would do that. Gwen picked Shauna. Trent would pick the first guy. Noah, Owen, DJ, Justin, Harold. I think he'll still pick Justin. I think for some reason, I don't know, but I think he'll still pick Justin. I think here Trent will still pick him. Gwen would pick DJ again. I think Trent would actually pick Bridget. Yeah, Bridget. I think he would pick Bridget. And Gwen would pick, I think, Owen. She picks Owen, I think. Actually, no, so girls. She picks Keep Your Enemies Closer, so she picked Heather. Then Trent would end up picking Owen or Noah, Harold. I think she picks Owen. Gwen would pick Harold, because I think she'd be annoyed at Noah for last season. And Trent picks Izzy. Then I think Lindsay. I think Gwen would pick Lindsay. And on the grips, Duncan would pick Noah. I think he would pick Eva. At this point, I think he would need a strong player. And Gwen would pick Beth. And Trent would get Noah. So they're the teams for the season. Lindsay and Beth are on the graphers, and Noah and Eva are on the grips with Bridget. So I have a really cool dynamic, because Justin's on his own, so who can he manipulate? And I'll get to that in a bit, because he's kind of the big bad, right? So episode 3. So this is making the films set scene. Eva would pull up for the grips. DJ refused like the original. Lashana would probably have to pull her Duncan. I think the grips win the first part of the challenge because Eva's crazy strong. Noah is going to be friends with Owen at this point, and I think Noah's going to realize that he's going to need some alliances because he sees Justin as a pretty big threat at this point. So the second part of the challenge was acting out as the gangster and the grandma. I think Chef would still make the alliance with DJ. To help him I think it's more to give him advice rather than cheating challenges. But first of all, I think the line that has nothing to do with Chris. And Blaineley wouldn't cheat throughout the season. That's something I got is you guys would think that she wouldn't cheat, and I think that's fair enough. So I'm saying Blaineley wouldn't cheat. I don't think Chef would cheat here. It's a line, so I'll explain why. In my opinion, the only reason why Chef made that alliance was because he felt disrespected by Chris. But now that Chris isn't here, I think he doesn't make his alliance with DJ. So Duncan does the gangster, Izzy does the old grandma, and I think that the gaffers win this challenge. And Heather tells Lindsay and Beth, let's do an alliance again. But they respect her. They actually like her. They haven't lashed out at her yet. And Heather can convince Harold. So these four are in an alliance, which annoys Lashana. Bridget would talk to Trent about Gwen. And she would convince him not to act weird or throw challenges. So I think Trent would be convinced. I think Justin will use Bridget, Courtney, and Trent to vote for Escope because she cost them the challenge. Noah would tell Owen, Izzy, and Eva to vote for Justin, but Owen refuses because he likes Justin. So Noah says fine, we'll vote for Bridget. And I think that Justin would use his looks on Owen, and I think, or Eva. And Eva is friends with Izzy, so I don't think it would work. Because in Ireland, Eva was winning over him, but like, Eva does say, I am ashamed of myself after this. So I do think in this season, Eva would be a lot more focused. I don't think she'd fall for Justin and Izzy. It was kind of shown that Island Izzy was over Justin, was really into Justin, but I think Justin could convince Owen, and Noah's loyal to Izzy. I think Eva would stay loyal, because I think these two are kind of best friends. They're best buddies throughout this season. I think Eva and Izzy would be best friends. Team East Group are building a friendship. They're building a fabulous trio. And I think Izzy would be going home. Because I think even their team would realise Eva being dumped this early would not be a good move. This annoys Noah. And you can see why this is such a weird situation, because Noah's in a situation where he's trying to get Owen on his side, but Owen likes Justin. So you can kind of see this weird dynamic. So Noah would have to convince somebody else next time of an elimination. Izzy's out. Episode 4, this is. So, I think Bridget and Trent would kind of be talking, which goes Gwen probably jealous, but I think Bridget would be nice to Trent and comfort her about how Duncan's not cheating, Gwen's not cheating, and stuff like that. And the first part of the challenge was going to surfboard, so Bridget would be really good at this. Trent would probably still be throwing challenges, or at least not as much. I think Courtney would kind of know this. She's not. So they would basically do that. Eva would be really good at this. Noah's talking to Owen throughout this episode, trying to convince him, let's get rid of Justin. I think Justin would go over to Noah, and I think Noah would initially write him off. But I think Justin would say, hey, Noah, I know we had a rivalry, but let's make a temporary truce. Because Noah realizes he doesn't have the numbers yet to get rid of Justin. So he says to Noah, I'll join you guys in an alliance. That way you're safe. And when time comes, we'll vote each other off. And Noah's really smart, so I think he would accept that. And I think Noah would even realize they don't have the numbers to get rid of them. And he doesn't have a thing for Courtney yet, so there's that. And obviously, I think Courtney being there would change drastically, because I think Courtney would try to get Trent's head in the game and get him jealous. So I think the gaffers, the second part would be the dance, the castle. Trent's number 9, obsession. Would that be a thing, though, in this? Would Trent lose it? I think Bridget being here, I don't think he'd lose it as bad as he was originally. And I don't think he would actually lose it here. I don't think completely he's done for. Because he's not throwing challenges. He's not. He is worried about Gwen being with Duncan. But Courtney's not with Duncan. So because Courtney's here, I think Trent, it would change everything. I think Trent wouldn't lose his mind. So I think Trent would still throw the challenge between him and Lashana. I think Trent will lose. But to even the numbers, I'm going to make this an elimination. So Trent would still fake fall, because I think he would still be throwing challenges. I think the number 9, like, Noah would be smart enough to tell Trent, do not. Like, you don't need to be obsessed with that. Like, you don't. And second of all, the number 9 obsession, Noah's there, so I think you could stop that. Second of all, I think he would tell Trent, do not throw challenges. That's not what a girl wants. That is not what Gwen wants. Do not do it, Trent, or I'm voting you off. So I feel like Trent and Lashana, I think considering how well Trent was doing, it's kind of tricky to say who would win this challenge, because Trent's not trying to throw. But I think here, the person who'll be throwing, I think the Gaffers would lose the challenge. I think the Gaffers lose. So I think the Gaffers lose. I think the Gaffers get the Grips win. I think the Grips win the challenge. So Gwen and Duncan, Shauna and Heather would get Harold, Lindsay, and Beth. And I think she would tell them to vote for Gwen, because if you guys don't, because last season in 75 vote, which I just said earlier in the video, between 7 on Gwen, 5 on Duncan, Gwen won last season. If you guys remember, Gwen won last season. Gwen was the winner. And Heather was smart enough to see her as a threat. So DJ. So who would these four vote for? Would they vote for Heather? I think they would, even though she hasn't done anything as bad as the original. I feel like they would vote for Heather. So those three vote for Heather. DJ is not as alliance with Chef, so he is going to vote for Heather. I think he's closer to Gwen. So I don't want to get rid of Heather though. That's hard to say. This is a bit of a tough vote because who gets voted off between the four? So Gwen, Duncan, LaShawn, DJ. But Justin would want to keep Heather in, even though they're on different teams right now. Justin can talk to the other team. It would be a bit of a strange strategy for him to go over, but he can talk to the other team. So I think Duncan doesn't like him. LaShawna could probably be persuaded, but she wouldn't vote for Gwen. So I think DJ, he's not an idiot. He sees this two-person alliance between them three. Duncan's with him, so he's fine. But he sees that if it came down to the final three, Gwen's going to take LaShawna. I think even DJ, as much as he doesn't like Heather, I think Heather would ask Harold. I think Harold would ask Heather to vote for Duncan, because Duncan was a finalist last season. If you guys remember, Duncan was a finalist. And they will decide to vote for Beth, because Beth is the weakest member on that team. But Heather needs to convince somebody else, because there's a good chance that Beth could lose that tie, and she doesn't want that. She knows DJ is very close to Duncan, so the best chance they have is voting for someone that would probably lose. So I think LaShawna could be convinced to vote for Duncan, because she doesn't like his bullying to Harold. So I think these five would vote for Duncan, and these three would vote for Heather. No, but I think LaShawna would vote for Heather. Oh, that is tough. If they don't throw the challenge, if Trent doesn't throw the challenge, he's gone. It's Bridget. But if he does, I mean, I don't know. After so these three in alliance. DJ, he doesn't want to vote for Duncan. LaShawna would vote for Duncan though, and Heather's not an idiot. She sees Lindsay and Beth, they're a threat. They're very close. And Harold and LaShawna. So she goes to Duncan. And she says, now I think Duncan would initially write Heather off. But Heather would say, help me, Duncan, get rid of LaShawna. She's a threat. She's the biggest threat on our team. She's very close to Harold. Like, if you get rid of me, Lindsay, Beth, and it's between LaShawna and Harold, like, let's say these are the final four, do you think LaShawna's going to stick to her four-person alliance with DJ? DJ's kind of an outsider. He's on his own, so I can control Harold at the moment. But there's going to be a time where Harold's going to betray me. I'm not an idiot. I know this, Duncan. help me get rid of Harold. Because Harold got pretty far last season. If I don't recall, I think he made it quite far. So Duncan would say he's going to vote for Harold. So Duncan votes for Harold. These four vote for Gwen, LaShawna vote for Heather. DJ kind of feels bad for her, so I don't think he votes for Heather. So he votes for Heather. Harold votes for Duncan. So these two vote for each other. These three vote for Heather. Heather would tell Lindsay and Beth to vote for Harold. And in a Harold-Heather tie, Harold is sent home. Now you're probably thinking, why would Heather vote off Harold? The obvious candidate between Duncan and Gwen. I think it's obvious. Harold is close to LaShawna. And I think he would reveal the love letters. That would be all fair. I think needs... Actually, okay, so let's think out. So Heather needs 5 votes to secure her victory. 5 votes to secure her victory. So Heather goes to DJ and says, let's get rid of Gwen. And she says, okay, DJ, would you... Like, if Gwen and LaShawna win the final 2 with you, who's Gwen taking to the finale between you and LaShawna? There's no way you're making that finale. So, DJ, I'm asking you as a friend, someone who cares about you, help me vote for Gwen, because she won the last season. She won. Give somebody else a chance, you know? Because Gwen was the winner of the last season. In part 1, in Ireland, she won the season. So I think DJ reluctantly would vote for Gwen. Duncan, LaShawna, Gwen vote for Heather. So in a 5-4 vote, with the other 4 voting with Harold. Harold's convinced because once Gwen's gone, he can get LaShawna to himself. With the other 4 voting for Gwen, Gwen would actually be eliminated. This completely shocks Trent. Trent is distraught. He's devastated. But Gwen and Trent never break up here, because Trent's not throwing challenges. She kisses Trent goodbye, and she'll see him later on. And she explains that she'll miss him and she'll root for him and win this for us. And that's that. And that's Gwen out. So Gwen's the first person on her team, which annoys Duncan and LaShawna. Courtney, on the other hand, she's dead happy. She's happy that Gwen's gone. Happy away from Duncan, but she can't really show it because she wants Trent on her side. Episode 5. And obviously Trent's just normal Trent from Ireland, so... Episode 5. This is actually quite different because he's not throwing challenges and Gwen isn't here. So the first part will be landing on the bull, and I expect that Bridget would be landing on it. Eva and Courtney. And this is where they have to capture each other. So these are the cowboys and they're the cows. So Trent wouldn't throw this time, but he had the rope near Gwen and missed on purpose. So I think it would be a situation on DJ, his island instincts. So DJ by himself, I think, would win this challenge. So it's kind of funny by Trent not throwing the challenge. I think he now wins the challenge. So Blaineley would explain how full of herself she is on how the Gwen, Isco are eliminated, and Jeff. 3 people she really misses as the host. Chef would feed people and he would be happy that the other campers are having fun. I know he would see a bit of his former self in DJ, but he wouldn't make that alliance. So DJ's not in the alliance at this point with Chef. So the gaffers win the challenge. Heather's over here. So I think Justin talks to Noah, and he asks Owen and Eva who do they want to vote for. Trent is out the running. I think Justin would convince Trent. I think they want to keep Trent around because Trent seemed pretty cool with Owen and Noah overall, and Justin and the Ram brothers. So it's either Courtney or Bridget, and it's whoever they think is the more threatening player. I think they would choose to eliminate. The person they would choose to eliminate would be. So I think these five would choose to get rid of Courtney because I think Trent. He's not in their four-person alliance, but I think Noah would kind of say, well, let's keep Trent around because he's helpful at this point. He's not the biggest threat on the team. Like, if Trent was throwing challenges, then I think Noah would say, let's get rid of him. But he's not throwing challenges here, so Courtney and Bridget, I think Noah would probably say to get rid of Courtney because Courtney is a threatening player and she's more athletic than Bridget. Bridget has a really good balance, but I think Noah would note that Bridget's just more of a threatening player overall. So I think Courtney and Bridget would vote for either. And I think Trent probably would vote for either. Noah, Owen, and Eva, though, vote for Courtney. Justin is the swing vote. I think Justin's going to stick to the plan here. I think he could betray Eva, but I think he would see her possibly as an alliance member, helpful user and challengers. So I think he's going to stick to the plan here, and I think he's going to get rid of Courtney. So Courtney is eliminated. So Courtney's out. Episode 6 is an aftermath. So in episode 6, Jeff would announce, welcome to the aftermath, with our former contestants, the guys who didn't participate, Ezekiel, Katie, Sadie, Tyler, and Cody. Who's my co-host? So the aftermath. Something I've always found bizarre in the original is Jeff and Bridget never got an interview, despite the fact they're the first people voted off. So I'm just going to say in this version that they did get an interview. So I'm actually going to make that aftermath hosts a bit different. The two people who I'm going to have as the aftermaths, in my opinion, I think Tyler, maybe Cody, I think they'd be quite funny. As aftermath hosts, I could see them being the hosts. I think that would be hilarious. Katie, Sadie, and Ezekiel are just kind of on the stands. So we're just going to quickly explain what happened in this episode. If I were to say my Lindsay's on, welcome to the Aftermath show. Today we're interviewing Jeff, Escope, Gwen, and Courtney. With our former campers, we have Katie, Sadie, and Ezekiel, who didn't get to compete this season. So they're just kind of sitting there. I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be kind of cool if they all hosted it, but obviously we can have two people. So I think Katie and Sadie and Ezekiel are just kind of, they're the peanut gallery. Jeff will be shocked how he's the first one out, but he gets it. Izzy is Escope, saying her acting career. Gwen would say how she's really shocked that she was the photo off person on her team, but she gets it. She is a finalist, and she hopes that Trent gets very far this season. And Courtney says, "Yeah, I'm annoyed I didn't get as far as I did, but still, I can't sue the show." So Tyler would say, "Yeah, but now, not even I get the chance to compete." So other than that, though, they would have an interesting conversation. Let me know in the comments what the conversation would be with these four characters, because I don't know what it could be. Maybe Courtney and Gwen about Trent and Duncan. Cody being over Gwen. And Tyler's probably hosting the show with him, and mostly I could see Zeke maybe making an appearance and cameo. I feel like Ezekiel, Katie, and Sadie would then take over the show. But other than that, these two would stay as the hosts. this episode until Jeff was finished hosting. Or I could keep it. Let me know in the comments if I might in the future ask who would you have as the Aftermath hosts instead of Jeff and Bridget, depending on who competes in both. So episode 6, other than that, there was a non-elimination, so we'll just put the rest of them in the Aftermath. Episode 7. So the first part of the challenge would be putting the person, someone in the cage, in the prison, making challenge. So Blaineley would explain the challenge, Duncan would do it, and I think they make Trent do it because he doesn't handle pain very well. Obviously, Duncan's winning that challenge. There's no way Duncan doesn't win. And the second part is pushing your team. They get the golden shovel. DJ would do it, and I think Eva's definitely getting her team to the end. So they dig faster. Izzy would try to help the gaffers. Of course, she messes up. She's put back onto the grips. I think the grips win this challenge. I think Noah, Eva, they're able. Noah's smart enough to help the digging. Eva's very fast at digging. Trying to be pretty good. Justin. I think the gaffers are definitely winning this challenge. Are losing this challenge. So Blaineley would say we see you all at elimination tonight. Duncan would make him and DJ an alliance. Heather's in a bit of trouble here. She knows there are two sets of people, LaShawna and Harold, and Duncan and DJ. But I think Heather would rather get rid of LaShawna because she hates her. But Duncan was a finalist. Beth came 4th last season, if you guys remember. And Cody was 3rd. Because Beth never stole the statue. So I think Heather convinces Lindsay and Beth. She knows eventually she'll have to cut one of them loose because she gets rid of Beth eventually. Because Heather thinks, with Justin on my side, we could probably do quite well together. So Justin has his little alliance, she has hers. So they have a bit of a rivalry. Noah and Justin have a rivalry, but they decide to make a temporary truce. At this point, because they don't have the numbers to get rid of each other, and Heather obviously is on the other team. So I think Heather would choose to eliminate. DJ obviously is going to stick with Duncan. She knows this. So I think she convinces Harold. I think that she convinces Duncan. So these 3 vote for LaShawna. These 4 vote. That's very difficult, actually. So who would they want to vote for here? Because Heather's just manipulative. She's not really a threat. She didn't get that far. So Beth made a profile. I mean, I think Heather would talk to Duncan and DJ. And she says, look, you guys know LaShawna and Harold, they've started to get on. They're flirting with each other. Harold, when at the cafeteria when they're talking, he would give her the love letters that originally he had an island. Because, I forgot to mention that, but I think we'd see a flashback of him giving it to her after the show. So I think LaShawna would kiss Harold. I think that would be kind of a moment. And Duncan sees they're practically a couple. They're very close. Because Duncan's very small, so Duncan would know. He gets DJ. And he says, alright, Heather, we'll make a temporary truce to get rid of LaShawna. Because she's the bigger threat. So Heather gets Duncan and DJ. For LaShawna, these 2 did vote for Heather. Heather's out. Because Duncan's not stupid. Even Duncan would realise that Harold would choose LaShawna in any finale. Heather's happy at this point. She says last season that she was getting people, but Her strategy this season is to get people on their own, so she will have no choice but to join her. That's why she's going to get rid of Beth or Lindsay, gets rid of Beth eventually, and she'll break Duncan and DJ apart. So LaShawn is eliminated. Episode 8. Episode 8 is One Flew Over the Cuckoo Nest. So Harold, at this point in their alliance, Duncan's a bit concerned. He knows DJ and him are on screw. They need to convince someone else on their side. Lindsay and Beth, I think they try to convince one of them. And Duncan knows he's in a bit of trouble. So I think here Heather's going to be pretty happy she has the numbers advantage. Because she can convince Harold to get rid of Duncan. Lindsay to get rid of Duncan. Beth to get rid of Duncan. But would she rather get rid of Duncan or Beth? And if she gets rid of Duncan, she can just convince DJ to get rid of Beth. So I think One Flew Over the Cuckoo Nest. So this is basically remembering the illnesses challenge. So Noah would be really good at this because he's really smart. So I expect that he'd actually be pretty good at this. Lindy and Beth, not so much. Harold will be alright. Eva wouldn't do that great here. I don't see her being something good at this. Izzy would be pretty good at this. She'd help Eva. They're bonding. They're best friends. They're starting to build a really good friendship. And Noah talks to Team E-Scope, but she says, "My name is Izzy. Let's make our code name E-Scope." Like, Owen's an unofficial member. So Noah's like, okay, we need to... The 5 of us are working together for now. And I think Izzy would agree to that. So Justin would make sure that he has at least Bridget and Trent. And he can possibly get Owen again. So that's that. And so Duncan would forget to study. But other than that, this episode's a non-elimination. And Blaineley wouldn't let things out of control. So she basically says that everyone can go to the spa hotel instead of just one person. So I probably think the gaffers win it, but there's no elimination. And LaShawna wouldn't trash talk on the PDA this time. Episode 9. This is... Oh yeah, and if the... Yeah, so the winning team's episode 9 is the Sandwich Project. So this is the Scary Movie theme challenge. So Duncan would be the scarer this time because Chef's not in alliance with DJ. And he's not forced to. On the grips, I don't think Justin will do it. I don't see Trent or Bridget doing it. Owen's not doing it. It's between either Izzy or Noah. Noah might do it. Eva and Izzy. I think Eva could probably do it. I think Eva would do it. So the first part of the challenge would be basically scaring the woods Harold and DJ. And I think Justin and Noah, because I think Blaineley would make Chef put Justin and Noah, the two guys who don't like each other, together. Because Blaineley likes Justin. So I expect that Duncan would get the first point because I don't think Justin and Noah will be as easy to scare as necessarily Harold. So the second part is the toilet theme, and then the bathroom, and it's Trent and Bridget, Heather and Lindsay. So I think here Eva would get the point between Trent and Bridget. The final challenge is the making out challenge, and Beth and Harold, Owen and Izzy. I think the gaffers win this challenge. I think the gaffers win this challenge. So the gaffers win. And so DJ wouldn't quit this time because he's not on alliance with Chef. So Noah, Eva, and Izzy and Owen Justin could convince Trent. Owen wouldn't vote for Noah, though, because they're kind of building the friendship, so I don't think he votes for any of those four. I think Justin could convince Trent. And Bridget's really sad about Jeff at this point. She's like, oh, I'm missing him, we have to do this for our significant other, we gotta do this. I think even Justin would realise Owen and Izzy are a couple. He's not an idiot. He knows they're a couple. And Noah knows this, but he's not going to really have this yet. He's going to try to get rid of Bridget or Trent. I think Noah's going to tell the guys, let's get rid of Bridget. Because Bridget is a surfer. Naturally, she has really good balance. Which is one of the reasons why Duncan was so threatened by her in Ireland originally. Was because she was really good at sport. So I think even though Noah would see that Trent is an option, I think Noah would see that if he can get Bridget out, then Justin doesn't really have anyone he can use his looks on. I mean, maybe Eva, but I think Eva's more, at this point in the season, I think Eva's more focused on the challenges. And I think Izzy, she's with Owen, she's not. Bridget's the only girl that's not in a relationship. I know Jeff, she's with Jeff, but he's not here. So I think Bridget and Trent vote for Eva. I think Noah, Eva, and Izzy vote for Bridget. Justin would vote for Eva. Owen would vote for Bridget. I think Bridget would get eliminated. So Bridget's out in episode 9, which is pretty bizarre. Episode 10. So this is the episode where Chef throws things and no one breaks his jaw. Blaineley would tell Chef not to throw things at the contestants. Unlike Chris, I'm thinking that basically here, Blaineley would just get Chef to use paintballs or something harmless that wouldn't hurt the contestants. So Owen doesn't get his jaw broken, and because of this, I expect that the Grips would win because Eva alone would be able to win it for their team. And I think Justin's going to realise Eva needs to go at some point. I need to get rid of her. I can convince Owen and I can talk to Trent. I can maybe convince Noah to vote Eva, but I think ultimately Noah's going to stay with Eva and Izzy because of Team Escope. And I think that's that. So I think basically these guys would do pretty well at this. They fight over it. Justin would have the key to the padlock, but Lindsay's not there this time. Noah would get it off him, and I think he could get Eva to go underwater. So I think the Grips win, but it's an elimination. Episode 11. This is where Justin would have that losing his looks arc and Admiral Lindsay. So Eva and Izzy aren't really wooed by him at this point, which Noah is absolutely enjoying at this point because he says, hard to be a man, huh? When the girls were wooing over you last time and you convinced you were having Eva wrapped and Izzy like wrapped around your fingers. But now, all of a sudden, pal, you're losing your looks, Auntie-Me. You cannot convince Owen, Eva, or Izzy to vote you off. I guess Trent's... even Trent might not vote for you at elimination, pal. So I think Justin's a bit worried now at this point, but he says, I can convince Lindsay, Beth, and Heather. So I think he would try it. Duncan would set traps by himself. Lindsay and Beth are amused at this point. Even though they're on different teams, I think they would have wooed over Justin and got distracted in the challenges. And I think Heather would still want to keep Justin around anyway if they make it to merge. So I think here Duncan would set them into a trap. The second part of the challenge would be Explosivo, so I think Izzy would still Explosivo. And I think what would happen would be that. I think Duncan would still trap these guys, and I think the Gaffers would win the challenge. And Duncan says, I need to win challenge. After this, he goes to confessional and says, I need to win challenges with DJ. Once I get the numbers, I can convince Owen and Noah to vote for Heather. I made a mistake voting Lashana, but Heather wasn't right that she would have taken the finale. So that's that. Does Noah get rid of Justin? At this point, or would Noah rather have him a bit more worn out? So Justin would vote for Izzy. Noah's not stupid. He sees Izzy and Noah. They're a couple. So I think he actually votes for... Trent would vote for Izzy. Because Justin would tell him to vote for Izzy. But I think Izzy would vote for Justin. I think Owen would side with Justin. And I think he'd probably vote for Izzy. I think it'd be kind of like, nah. It's hard. Would they... I mean, there's Trent as an option. Would he vote for Trent? I mean, probably not. I think either Izzy, Owen, Noah. I think they're sticking to the plan. I think they're going to just vote off. I think Noah would get his 5-person alliance. Trent's not a threat. I think these two are a couple. I think even Noah would realize keeping Owen and Izzy would not be a good idea. Like, if they got to the final 4 and they got rid of Eva, they're going to choose each other. So even Noah would know. He has the numbers. So I think as much as he wants to get rid of Justin, I think what I'm thinking is Noah to keep him around for one more time and would choose either Trent. Eva wouldn't vote for Izzy, so I think Eva would vote for Owen. Justin would vote for Izzy for what she said to him. And Trent would vote for Eva, so that's 2 Eva. Noah votes for Izzy, that's 2 Izzy. Izzy would vote for Justin. And Owen... Izzy probably vote for Trent because of how she was on Island when he got manipulated. Owen probably could get persuaded by Justin to vote for Trent. So that's 2 Trent. These 2 vote for Trent. These two vote for Owen. And these 2 vote for Izzy. So when Trent, Izzy, and Owen tie, I think Trent's losing. I think Trent's losing that tie. Unless it's an eating challenge, I think Owen's probably winning. So Trent is eliminated. As a result, I think Trent would get voted off. Those guys would vote for Trent. And I think Eva would even kind of realize that she does need to get rid of... Actually, so Noah knows Justin's the problem. He's a massive threat. He's a huge threat. But I think he gets Eva and Izzy to vote for Justin. Justin and Trent vote for Eva. And I think Justin could convince Owen. No, I think he still to Noah. So I think Justin. I think Owen would ask Noah, could he heat Justin for one more time? So what I'm thinking is Owen would ask Noah, can they keep Justin around for just a bit longer, like one more episode? And next time we got elimination, he would promise to get rid of him. But Noah goes to Trent and says, let's get rid of Noah. So he gets these two vote for Justin. And I think Justin would say to Noah, let's get rid of Eva and Owen. They're the last couple. Because if you get rid of me, you won't have the numbers at this point. So you need my vote if you want to save these two. So I think Eva would want to keep Izzy. But Noah's close to Owen. So I think these two would vote for Owen. These two would vote for Justin. And these two would vote for Izzy. Trent. I think Trent is gone. I think Trent's going home. Even if it was a tiebreaker, so Trent's out. Episode 12. Please explain episode 12. So this is basically where they have to do like a before Courtney originally came back. Now, I think it might be more. I'm not sure if I would actually have. I have too many people, so I'm gonna make episode 12. I'm gonna say that nobody will come back, and that's that. And Trent, Bridget, LaShawn are on. But other than that, it's a non-elimination. Episode 13. So the first part of the challenge is robbing the bank. So obviously, who gets captured? These three together. I think Owen's captured. Duncan, DJ, Harold, Heather. I expect probably. I think DJ would get captured. Owen would break out. I think Izzy or Eva could just rip the door off. Owen would hallucinate after sniffing Beth's candy. And he's hallucinating food at this point. And they're forced to leave DJ. So the second part of the challenge is the robbing the bank challenge. And I expect that the gaffers win. So this, and Duncan in the car theft challenge, Duncan says he was really good at this originally, as he said it was almost like stripping a car. Eva and the rest have to carry their car across. Owen's chasing them, and the gaffers would cross. I think the gaffers win. The gaffers win immunity. Justin would convince Eva to vote for Owen, and he would convince Noah to vote for Owen. I think Noah would be hesitant to vote for Owen. I don't think he'd want to. And he said we'd rather get rid of her, Izzy. Owen costs us a challenge. And Justin could just convince what Eva or Izzy again, hopefully, to his side. So I think Noah would even realise Owen's the only one who is going to join Justin. So he tells the girls, let's get rid of Owen. This one time, let's get rid of Owen. It's like, why don't we just get rid of Justin? He's the guy I want to get rid of. I'm like, I know, but if I don't get rid of him, Eva, we have to get rid of him. Why? I know Izzy and you are very close. He's my buddy. I'm very close to Owen. They're a couple. I gotta vote one of them. You're not gonna vote Izzy. I'm not gonna vote Owen. So here's what we'll do. Noah votes Izzy. Eva votes Owen. Justin would vote for Owen. The other two vote for Justin. I think Owen goes home. After that stunt he pulls, there's no way Owen's surviving this challenge. Episode 14. Episode 14, this is the large bones challenge. So it's Duncan and Justin, Harold, Noah, Heather, Eva, Lindsay, Izzy, and then these two, someone else will win. Duncan gets the point, Harold, Eva, Izzy, and then Beth and Justin, DJ and Eva. So Justin and then Eva. So I think the gaffers probably win it, but it's a non-elimination. and there's no significant award at this point. Episode 15, so basically where we have to get rid of is the Extreme Sports Challenge. So I'm thinking the weakest two just don't compete, and Harold and Beth. So slow motion boxing, Lindsay and Noah. I think Noah would get that point because I think he'd be really good at the slow motion boxing. The second part of the challenge, badminton, it would be Izzy and Heather. I think Heather would get that because I don't think Izzy would be good at that. So the fighter would be Duncan and Justin. I think considering how image conscious Justin would be a very defensive fighter and will lose to someone like Duncan. Justin strikes me as someone who wouldn't be able to fight despite his big physique. Blaineley would cry in devastation after seeing Justin being beaten up and would be really upset, but there's nothing she can do. And it would be in the final challenge, basketball, DJ, and Eva. So I think Eva would actually get that point. So that's Noah for two the tie. So they have the tie. So this is the cheerleading. I think Noah could come up with a similar strategy to Lashana with the cheerleading. So I think the gaffers will lose the challenge, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because the grips needed to win. So, and Heather would get would go to Duncan and DJ. But would she rather get rid of those two because she has the numbers? I think Heather's going to choose to get rid of DJ or Duncan. So I think she convinces Harold to get rid of Duncan. So these four of Duncan, these two of Heather. Duncan is eliminated because he was a previous finalist. And he can be quite threatening if they get into the merge. So they're excited for the next part of the challenge. Noah, Izzy, and Eva have a discussion on they should get rid of Justin next. Izzy agrees. Is upset that Owen's not here. But he says, I know, but we really need to get rid of him. He is going to be quite threatening if we get to the merge. So Blaineley would tell the campers, good morning, campers. Rise and shine. I have an announcement. Today's the merge. DJ, Heather, Harold, Lindsay, and Beth. Noah would scream, no! Noah, Eva, Izzy, and Justin. So they made the merge. And the Rips. So, F16 is down for merger. The challenge will be getting across to get the bomb, the diamond. So, I think Eva would be alright at this. Noah would be pretty good at this because he was on World Tour. So I think Noah could get across. And Explosivo, I think Lindsay would win it. So, who would... and then Blaineley would say, I'll see you guys at Elimination tonight. So Noah, Izzy, and Eva are all hanging out. And Heather would get Justin on her side. And she sees Beth as a threat. She sees Beth and Lindsay as a threat. So she gets Harold. And I think she would go to Team E-Scope and they would say, what you want? And he says, okay, for this one time, can we make a truce? Because I think we can all agree Lindsay and Beth would choose each other in the finale. Beth's a threatening player. As she got top 4 last season. Noah accepts. And I don't think it would convince Heather much to get DJ on the side. So I think Heather would tell these two to vote for Eva. But everyone else would vote for Beth. Beth is shocked that Heather would stab her in the back, and she says it's part of the game. Beth would lash out at Heather and would tell Lindsay to be careful. Episode 17. And Blaineley would say that you have to make your costume, but also costumes in there, so I think obviously the Snow Deck has starter. Lindsay's one roaming, Harold's Captain Alberta, Justin's Timberman. Heather would be, I think Heather could make a decent costume, DJ could, Eva, Izzy, and Noah. Noah would tell Izzy and Eva they have to win immunity today because Justin, Lindsay, and Beth are quite threatening, and they can just convince DJ or Harold. Harold's on their side, so either you have to win immunity, otherwise we're kind of screwed. So, and it's 10 seconds, so who would win the challenge? So, I think we know Harold is pretty good, we know Lindsay and Justin do pretty good, and I think Eva wins, which you know is Heather, because she wanted to get rid of Eva. So Justin would want to get rid of Noah, but I think Heather would see that at this point in the merge more out of strength. So she would see Noah as quite pathetic. Who hasn't got immunity. So Noah would tell DJ to vote for Heather. DJ would probably vote, and DJ would vote for Izzy, thanks to Heather. Justin, Harold, and Lindsay vote Izzy, and I think Izzy would actually get eliminated. Eva and Noah wish Izzy farewell, and she says to Izzy, Izzy would tell Eva, thanks for everything. You're my best friend, Eva. I want you to win this for us. And Noah go to the final with Eva as a bestie. We'll stay best friends and friends regardless, which Eva's happy with. And episode 18. Episode 18, the only difference here is Owen wouldn't come back as a bull because Blaineley wouldn't have that. Tyler and Cody obviously are happy, and Ezekiel, Katie, and Sadie. Those 5 are in charge of the aftermath. I think they're pretty cool. But other than that, it's a normal elimination. Episode 19. So, because Lindsay would have won the last challenge, she's the Princess Bride. So, the first part's getting across the bridge. Eve's Lyra or Riding Hood, I think. Noah probably the frog or something. Heather would be the evil stepsister. DJ would be the frog. Actually, let's think about it. So, Eva would be Lyra Riding Hood. Heather's the stepbrother. Justin's the frog. Odd would be the ugly stepbrother. No, there's not other girls. So, Heather's Sleeping Beauty. DJ, Harold's the evil stepbrother. And Justin could be Justin, DJ, and Noah. Justin is the frog. Noah, DJ is the hooded hoodum. And Noah is a frog. So the first part is getting across the bridge. So who gets across? No one would cheat this time. I think DJ wouldn't get across. So he's out. Eva gets across, Heather could get across, DJ, Justin, Harold. I don't think Noah could get across, so that now leaves these 4. So, Harold will use his thing to get to the top. Eva's racing to the top. Justin would probably push Harold. Heather would be pushed. Eva and Justin get to the top. I think Eva could be stopped. Eva pushes Justin. So I think Eva wins immunity again, which really annoys Heather. Harold is completely against them at this point for what Justin did. So these 3 together. And these 4 vote for Justin. And Heather, Lindsay, and Justin did vote for Noah. Justin
would go home. So I think that's a pretty satisfying ending for that rivalry. Noah would be so happy Justin gone. Justin's one of my favourites, and I think that's how it would go. So no, Justin actually did pretty well in this season. He came 7th. So episode 20, you get in the clue challenge. So I think Noah and Harold could easily figure it out. I think these two would convince Harold. Heather wants to convince Harold and DJ to vote for either. I think Noah would win, but it's a non-elimination. Episode 21. Playing the electric guitar, Heather would get a trio, Lindsay does, DJ wouldn't, that would, yeah. Eva wouldn't. Harold, Noah, I think Noah would actually do pretty good. I think he'd win. Second part would be paparazzi. I think DJ would be pretty good at this challenge. Heather, Lindsay would be alright. Harold, Noah probably wouldn't. I probably think DJ wins that part of the challenge. The final part would be basically when it's to destroy the trash room. So I think Eva will trash the room and she wins. I think Eva wins immunity. And Heather would convince Harold because Justin's not here now for what he did to win immunity. And I think DJ would side with these guys. So these three vote for Harold. These three vote for DJ. DJ Harold tiebreaker. I think DJ's winning that tie, so I think Harold is sent home. So Harold's eliminated. Episode 22. As the boxing challenge, I think it'd be Noah and DJ, Heather and Eva, and Lindsay just gets a free pass. It'd be boys versus girls, but I don't know how Blaineley would do it, but there's no elimination. It's not an elimination. Episode 23. So this is the 2008 and this is basically the... And Noah and Eva decide they need to work together to get rid of Heather. So Lindsay and Heather trying to convince DJ. Noah and Eva, are also trying to convince DJ. So DJ's kind of in the middle of this situation. He didn't want to originally, but now he's kind of stuck here. So the first part of the challenge, and Eva would probably win it. So, and it makes the comment, and the order she would choose it in naturally makes sense for DJ, Heather, Lindsay, Noah, and Eva. I think she'd go last. So how well would everyone do here? I think Noah wouldn't do that great. DJ probably not. Heather, I don't think so, and Lindsay's pretty bad. I think Eva would win this challenge so easily. It's just these challenges, I think Eva will be really good at them. So these two go for Noah, these two go for Heather. DJ is the swing vote. And he was teammates with Eva. But I think DJ would rather vote for Heather. I think he would vote for Noah. Because DJ's not stupid. I think Heather and Lindsay could convince DJ and say, look, he's not... Once they get rid of me, do you honestly think they're going to keep you around? So I think they vote for Noah. And I think Noah would be 5th place. So Noah would have came 5th in this timeline, which is pretty bizarre. Episode 24, Animal Buddy Challenge. Blaineley would put them together and explain what the challenge was and who picks what challenge. So it makes sense most challenges. And Lindsay would pick the chameleon because I could see that being an art for Lindsay in this episode. Blaineley would tell DJ he gets Eva. DJ picks the raccoon. Eva gets a bear and Heather gets the shark. So they're all racing to the end. Nobody's sabotaging each other. Blaineley sitting in the cottages that they're in. I imagine that they would be cottages, again, in a film setting. And they sit together. And Heather wouldn't be able to get the tank across if she doesn't win. Lindsay loses the chameleon. The other person is Eva, who might get to the end. But DJ would get there first, so I think DJ wins immunity. And I think everyone would choose to get rid of Eva. She's the biggest threat on the team. She's had lots of immunity, and there's no double elimination this time because Owen doesn't come back as a mole, so Eva's eliminated. Eva came 4th in this timeline. Episode 25, so basically the third person, let's say her, will be just eliminated. So episode 25. Clean the bath, the bathroom and all that. Heather is just on her own. I think DJ would talk to Lindsay about how Heather's just very mean, that she should convince, she should try to join them and to try and get rid of Heather. So the racing to the obstacle course, Blaineley's shouting out, they're very close. It's very, very close. Lindsay, Heather, and DJ, they're all racing. The questions, Heather, DJ, and Lindsay would be really good at the question part of the challenge. And Blaineley says the first two to jump to go into the aftermath would win the challenge. So Heather and DJ would get to the end. So third place, Lindsay. I think Lindsay would get after them, as Heather would want to get rid of her. I think Heather would say it's for the game. I think Lindsay would now lash out. And that's that. Episode 26. They each get winning endings. There we go. So, the vote process. So we'll just put these guys up here. The ones who didn't get the chance to compete. Tyler, Cody, Ezekiel, Katie, and Sadie. Lindsay votes for DJ. Eva would vote for DJ. Noah votes DJ. Harold, DJ. Justin. Heather. Izzy votes DJ. She votes for Heather. Beth votes Heather. Liz votes it. Duncan would vote for Heather. DJ. DJ, DJ. DJ, DJ. DJ, DJ, and DJ. So I think between the Heather and DJ, I think DJ is probably the canon winner, but I'll put a community poll for the second part between DJ and Heather, or questions. So basically, I'll get you guys, if you want to vote again, you can. So thank you guys for watching. And DJ and Heather would have been the finalists in this situation. So that's quite interesting. This is the elimination order and how I think the season would have gone. And yeah, so Blaineley host part 2. This is the action video by Camp Bellasant. It's the guy who suggested the videos, Camp Bellasant. And yeah, peace for all.